Today we'll be solving multi-step equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. So your goal is still to isolate the variable. We will be following the same steps as we did in the previous notes, but we will be adding in the step where we get the variables to one side. So just to recap, first we will get rid of the parentheses by distributing. Then we will combine like terms. Step 3, get the variable terms to one side. I prefer the left side, but I will show you that it can work both ways. I just always prefer to move the variable to the left side. Step 4 is to get the constant terms to the other side. So whatever side you choose for the variable, for example, if your variable is on the left, you'll want to move all the constant terms to the other side. And the last step will be to solve. You're going to be moving everything away from that variable to isolate it. And then you will have solved for x. Okay, number 1. Let's write down the steps. Okay, so first we would distribute, then we would combine like terms, get the variables to one side, get the constants or the numbers, remember constants have no variable, to the other side, and then solve. So I'm going to kind of be using this little list here as my checklist. So we may not do every single step in every single problem, but we will check for them. So distribute, we're going to look for parentheses. There are no parentheses in this equation, so we can skip that one. Combine like terms. Remember that like terms, in order to be combined, they have to be on the same side of the equal sign. You cannot combine like terms that are on opposite sides of the equal sign. So in this particular equation, there are no like terms that are on the same side. Step 3 would be to get the variables to one side. So right now I have an x on the left and an x on the right side. So I am going to get rid of the x on the right by using an inverse operation, adding 1x. Remember there's a 1 there if you don't see the number. And then add 1x. So now I have 4x plus 28 equals 24. So there's that step. The next step is to move the numbers to the other side using, again, inverse operations. So now I can subtract 28. And now I have 4x equals negative 4. And the last step is to solve. So to get x by itself, the inverse operation of multiply is divide. So I can divide by 4. And x equals negative 1. Okay, let's do the next one. I'm going to pull up my little checklist again. Check for distributing. There are no parentheses. Again, there's no like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. So now we move the variables to one side. So again, I like to get rid of them on the right. So I'm going to subtract 3x because I have a positive 3x. Now that's gone. And subtract 3x. So now I have 2x minus 8 equals 12. Move the numbers or the constants to the other side. Add 8. 2x equals 20. And solve, get rid of the coefficient, divide by 2. X equals 10. Okay, so let's move on to some equations that have a couple more steps. So this one still does not have parentheses, so we can skip distributing. It does, however, have like terms on the same side of the equal side. So you can see that on the left side we have 9x and positive 3x. So we can add those together to get 12x minus 27 equals 7x plus 43. And then I'm going to move the variables to one side, subtract 7x, so now I have 5x minus 27 equals 43. Move the constant to the other side, add 27. 5x equals 70. And the last step is to solve. I need to divide by 5. X equals 14. Number 4. Still no parentheses, so I can skip distributing. I can combine like terms. So on the left side, again, I have 5x and negative x, or remember to put a 1 in there, negative 1x. So if I add those together, that's 4x plus 18 equals negative 2x minus 24. Now I need to move the variables to one side. Add 2x, 6x plus 18 equals negative 24. Subtract 18. 6x equals negative 42. And now divide by 6. X equals negative 7. All right, the next equation, I believe, has all 5 steps. So I do have parentheses here. That means I'm going to distribute. So the number just in front of the parentheses is the number I'm going to multiply by each term on the inside of the parentheses. Remember, if there's a minus sign in front of that number, it's going to be a negative number that you distribute. So first thing I'm going to do is just bring down 3x. This is not part of distributing, so I'm just going to bring that down for now. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. And then I just copy down everything on the other side, and I'm done with that step. Now I need to combine the like terms. Remember, the like terms have to be on the same side in order to add them together. So on the left side, I can combine 3x and negative 18x. That gives me negative 15x plus 9. And on the right side, I can combine negative 20 and negative 6. So now I have negative 10x minus 26. Add 10x to move it to the other side. Negative 5x plus 9 equals negative 26. Subtract 9. Negative 5x equals negative 35. And now I can divide by negative 5 to solve. X equals positive 7. Number 6. I do have parentheses in this one, so the first thing I'm going to do is distribute. Distribute 8, multiply it by 2x. That gives me 16x. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8, equals 4x minus 116. Combine like terms. I don't have any like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. They're on opposite sides. So I skip that step and move to the variables. Subtract 4x. 12x minus 8 equals negative 116. Add 8. $12x equals negative 108. Last step to solve is divide by 12. So x equals negative 9. Okay, now I want you to solve these on your own, so you're going to pause the video and try these on your own. I'm going to write just the answers, and if you get them wrong, I want you to go back and try to figure out where you went wrong. Maybe go back and watch a couple more of the examples again from earlier. So pause the video now, work on numbers 7 through 10, and then come back for the answers. So the answer for number 7 is x equals 7. The answer for number 8 is x equals negative 5. The answer for number 9 is x equals negative 25. And number 10 is x equals 13.